Thanks, Andy.
No problem at all. Well, welcome everybody to another HubSpot Masterclass with me, Andy Gibbons. And this month I am joined not by Anna. Okay, we've got Kerry. Okay, now Kerry is our social media manager here at JDR. Been with us number of years now, and today we're going to be talking about the HubSpot social media tools.
Mhm.
Okay, and it's another brilliant tool of HubSpot's. One that I find that lots and lots of businesses have access to, but are probably not using it to its full capabilities. Okay, that's the overall consensus I get a lot of the time. There's lots that it can do, but lots of businesses might not use all of the features that are available. So hopefully you're going to change all of that today, Kerry. No
I hope
pressure.
so, Andy.
But yeah, we're going to be discussing things like how to plan campaigns, how to post content, reporting, how to manage ads, lots and lots of content to cover. The plan for today is to, as always with these master classes, we finish at 11 o'clock. Okay, lots and lots of content to cover in that time. If you do have any questions, please pop them in the chat, and we will try and answer them as we go. It may be because there is a lot of content to cover today. It might mean that we have to wait to the end, but both Kerry and I are going to wait for a few minutes afterwards, and we're going to make sure every question that gets asked today is answered in full. Okay, if we can't, then we'll have another call or an email or answer it separately and privately. But we're both going to be sticking around afterwards anyway. It's a good point. I'm on the chat, why don't we just get a little bit of consensus of everyone that's here this morning? Just simple yes or no. It'd be good to know who is actually using the social media tool. So if you're using it, put yes. If you're not, put no, obviously. And let's see what kind of responses we get. So mostly no so far. No,
Mhm.
no, okay. Got a one, not currently, no, okay. This is going to be perfect for you guys then. This is going to be a real understanding of the benefits of the tool, okay? So not necessarily just getting the most out of it, but how actually to use a tool and the benefits of why you should be using it ultimately, okay? So the chat's working, that's all good. For those that don't know, you may have been on a webinar of ours previously. The JDR Group, just to give you a little bit of background on ourselves, I'm not going to give you the full history or anything like that. We are an established marketing agency. In the 20th year now, this is for JDR. We started originally as a business coaching company, working with small to medium-sized businesses to help them grow their businesses successfully. We've been using HubSpot as our primary CRM and marketing platform for over 12 years now. I've used it every day for that period of time. And we've been partners with HubSpot for 10. And there's three kind of primary ways in which JDR help our clients. First of all, you may have already experienced this. You may be one of our onboarding clients. So when you purchase HubSpot, particularly a professional level subscription, it is a prerequisite that you have to purchase some level of onboarding. JDR are a HubSpot onboarding partner, and we can help businesses set up HubSpot for them if they're new to the tool. We also help businesses from a training and consultancy perspective. So if you're already using it, maybe not getting the most out of it, want to see the full potential, okay, get in touch with JDR. We can provide training, consultancy work on a project basis. We do workshops as well. Probably the main thing that we do in our day-to-day is we are an inbound marketing agency, okay? We are an outsourced marketing department for small to medium-sized businesses, either providing complete marketing resource to a business that has no internal team, or we're providing support to probably quite a time-stretched individual. And I know marketing managers, lots of them are have 1,000,001 tasks to do and not enough hours in the day to do it. and we can provide support in that as well. So if you would like to discuss how we might be able to help in one of those three ways, what I'm going to do before I hand over to Kerry very shortly to get underway with this is I'm going to put a link to my diary on. So as you can see, we're going into September next week, which seems quite scary. There's lots of availability for me. Feel free, book a call in my diary. We can have a conversation and explore how we can help. So I'm going to do that now. I'll stop the share, put it in the chat. Make sure I switch it off there. So that should be in there as well. So yeah, feel free to book a call in. But yeah, I'm going to hand over to Kerry now, and
thanks, Andy.
We get started.
Great. Okay, so I'm hoping everybody can see my screen.
Absolutely.
Brilliant. Okay, let's dive in then. Okay, so Andy's already been over a little bit of what we're going to cover today, but I'm just going to give a quick recap. So we're going to go through how you can plan your social media campaigns and calendar, how to post content across multiple social media channels all at the same time, how you can analyze your social media post performance and respond to comments all within HubSpot, and also managing social media ads. So that includes LinkedIn and Meta ads. So all of this can be done within HubSpot, which is fantastic. Anybody that works in social media will know how cool that is. No spreadsheets, which is lovely. So when it comes to planning and scheduling your social media content, it's always best to do it in advance. So when you use HubSpot to plan and schedule your social media activities, it's going to make it easier to coordinate campaigns. So for example, if you're launching a product and want to run a multi-channel campaign, so you want to schedule social media posts, emails, landing pages, all within the same platform, HubSpot allows you to do that. So that ensures that everything aligns nicely and all your marketing activities are combined and you can monitor them in one place. It also ensures consistent posting. So rather than you having to try and figure out what you're going to post each day, you're able to plan ahead, get everything scheduled, and ensure you're going to have consistent posts going out every week across all of your social media channels. It enables you to align your social media content with sales and marketing goals. So, for example, if your sales team have got a goal of selling X amount of a particular product, you can make sure that you're helping them by promoting that on social media and getting those posts scheduled. And it also enhances the quality of the social media content that you're putting out because it allows you time to plan and spend time on the social media content. It also allows you to be more strategic with your posting. So you and your sales and marketing teams can plan ahead. It improves the content variety because you're going to have the time to decide what kind of content will work best for each post. And it also enables timely responses because HubSpot allows you to monitor and respond to comments. So it gives you alerts that you've got new comments and mentions, messages, allowing you to respond quickly. And
I'll also add, by the way, when it comes to alert, no, it's okay. With alerts, I've got my sales head on. You see this morning.
of course.
One thing you can do, which is really good with a social media tool, is you can set, as marketers, you can set alerts for salespeople based on comments, engagement, certain keywords they use. So I get email notifications when someone uses a particular word or phrase on our social media content. They'll send me an email, which means that I can reach out to them, send them an email, follow up with them, etc., which is really cool. Rather than having to wait for a weekly report from Kerry like the old days, so to speak.
Thanks, Andy. And obviously it's going to boost your productivity, not just for the person that's doing your social media, but across the board. So now we're going to go through how to plan your social media campaigns and your calendar. So I suggest that if you are new to social media, that you try to post at least 3 times a week, just because it provides consistency if you're doing 3 posts per week without it being too overwhelming. So it's not too much work for you, but it still provides a good amount of content for your social media feeds without, and it also doesn't flood your feed all of a sudden, you know. So 3 posts a week is a really good mix if you're just starting out on social media. It's also enough content then for you to be able to analyze what the results are like. So if you're putting 3 posts a week out consistently, you can start to analyze what's working and what's not. It's also important to use a variety of content types and visuals, so videos, static graphics, link previews, carousels, just to see what's going to work best for you and your business. So, a good place to start if you're new to posting on social media is to have 1 post a week that links back to your website so that you're getting some website traffic and people are going to your website and they're visiting your website to find out more about your company and what you do. And then a post that offers your followers or potential new followers something useful, such as free guides, top tips, and recommendations. So that helps to build trust, and it's also a chance for you to show your expertise as well. A post that helps followers to build a relationship with you would be my suggestion for your third post, if possible. So, for example, a behind the scenes post, a meet the team post. Again, that helps people to really get to know the people that are behind the business. And that matters on social media. People really like to know who they're going to be working with or who they're going to be buying from. So, they're just some tips for anyone that's new to post on social media. It gives you a good idea of where to start. HubSpot do a really cool free social media content calendar. What I'm going to do is after this webinar, Andy and I will send this to everybody that attended today so you can take a look. But it gives you some really good tips on what to post. It gives you a plan that you can follow. So I highly recommend that you do download this if you're new to social and use it to start building ideas for how you can plan and schedule your social media. Okay, what we're going to do now is actually go into the HubSpot tool so I can show you how we schedule and manage our social media. So you can see here, I've got a dummy account, by the way, guys. So this is just a dummy account that's been set up for example purposes. Um, when you go into the marketing hub to get to social, you just go to marketing and then click social, just for anybody that doesn't know that.
I've put that calendar link, by the way, the free HubSpot
Oh,
tool in the
brilliant. If you
in
put it
the
in the
chat for
chat.
everybody.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Andy.
it's
That's
all right.
great.
So people can access it that way as
Yeah,
well.
that's great. Thanks, Andy. So as you can see, you've got here's some social media posts that I set up just as examples for you to see. Now, when I'm creating social media posts, personally, I like to do it in this format, which is the list view. But you also have the option to create social media content within the calendar view. Personally, I like to create the posts in list view. And then once I've created my posts, I like to have a quick spot check in calendar view. So I can see what's scheduled and when it's going to go out, but it's completely up to you. Whichever you prefer is fine. And obviously you've got the option to view it on a monthly basis, weekly basis, or a daily basis, whatever you need at the time. So if we go back to lists, I'm going to show you how you'd create a social media post and schedule across social media platforms all at the same time. This is one of my absolute favorite things about HubSpot. So in order to create a social media post, you'd have to connect your social media channels, which obviously we've already done. These are all demo accounts. We've got tutorials on how you can do that if there's anybody that's unsure how to do that. But what you would do is select Facebook, X, and LinkedIn. For example purposes, we're going to pretend that we want to post on all of these platforms at the same time. And then you would write your post. So let's go with here, why I love HubSpots. Okay. And then, so you write your post. Obviously, that's not a great post. It's just for example purposes. If you want to add an emoji or anything like that, you can do that here. So here, this is just an example. It's really easy to do. And then if you would like to have a link with the article, you can add a link. So I'm going to go here and just use this as an example. and go back and put the link in. Now, as you can see, the link has generated an image for me, which is fantastic. It's up to you whether you keep that image or whether you choose to delete it and add your own image. Now, if you want to add your own image, you can click delete here and here, and you can either upload an image or you can upload a video. So I'm going to use image just as an example. Now you'll have images that will show from within HubSpot. You can select one of those, or you can upload one specifically from your computer, or you can create within Canva. It's completely up to you what you do. For example purposes, I'm just going to select a lovely picture of our team. So as you can see, I've changed the image. I've no longer got the link preview image there. And now we're going to move on to scheduling. Oh, before I do that, actually, just so you're aware.
Oh God, no, I've got a couple of questions as well.
Oh, sorry, go ahead, Andy.
No, it's
Go
all
ahead.
right. So Dom has asked, can you upload numerous images or videos?
You can.
Or a mixture of both?
You can. So let me just show you here. So this is image one. If you now wanted to upload a second image, you just go here and let's go with this one. And you can see here, I mean, it's not displaying very well for Facebook because they're not the right dimensions, but you can continue and add as many images. I can't remember what the limit is actually at the moment because it keeps changing, but you can most definitely add more than one image here and a video if you choose to. So I hope that's answered your question there, Donna.
And Chris is also, is the post from the individual or does it come from HubSpot?
It would come from the individual. So can you
Yeah.
see here, you can see my account, well, my dummy account, Kerry at the JDR Group. So when this is published, this will come out as if it's come from me. There won't be sort of any evidence of HubSpot. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah.
It will just look like a post that's come from Kerry at the JDR Group. And that's the same across all of the platforms.
Yeah, you manage my LinkedIn, Kerry.
I do.
And I have never posted myself personally, and it doesn't say HubSpot anywhere, but all of our
Nice.
blog articles come from my LinkedIn account, my personal one. I think that's another point to remember. I think you can have up to 50 HubSpot accounts that you can manage,
Yeah.
and that's a mixture of company accounts and personal ones as well.
Yeah, which is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, was there any more questions, Andy, you needed me to answer?
No, they were the main two. I'll keep
Bro.
checking. I think because I've made you the host, I can't post in the chat, so all the chat just goes to you. So we can't reply to them in the chat at the moment, but hopefully we can sort it out soon.
Yeah, bear with us, guys. I will do my best to answer.
It's all right. The questions have all been answered.
Brill.
It's and I can see all the questions. I just can't reply to them basically, but it's okay.
No worries. Thanks, Andy. So just something for you to note as well. If you want to change the post, so for example, if you want your Facebook post to look like this, but you'd rather your X post didn't, so say if we want to remove here, you can change it and it won't affect LinkedIn or Facebook. So you can change things so that they match the channel, or if you want to say something different on one of the channels, you can do that and you can still schedule them all at the same time. So once you've done that, you can select to either publish now or schedule for later. So in this case, we're going to schedule for later because I'm going to delete this after this webinar. You select your time. So you can select whatever time you think would be best for you. So we'll go with 11:05 for this one. And then you can select a campaign to attach it to. So if you've got a particular promotion or something like that, and you'd like to track how everything is doing in one space, you can do that by selecting or creating a campaign for this post to attach to. Once you've done that, you can review your posts and just check that you're happy with them. Okay. And then you can go back and edit if not. Okay, just going to change the date back to this. I don't want this to go out. Okay, and then we're going to schedule. So that post will now appear in my list of scheduled posts. Posts that are already published will appear here. So you can look back and look at your published posts. Anything that's been unsuccessful, so for whatever reason it might not have published, you can view here. And then you can also view any drafts that you've got as well, because sometimes people like to put things in drafts. Maybe they want somebody to check it before it goes live or something like that. So they'll leave it in draft. So you've got lots of options there. You can also schedule in bulk. So you can schedule up to 300 messages. So yeah, if you're super good with your planning ahead, you can schedule your posts here in bulk. And you can also compare social posts, which is great. So obviously this is a dummy account, so we don't have many posts on here. But if you select a post, select that one, and then we'll select this one. Let's go for a different one. Let's see one with an image.
Just while you're doing that, Gary, Dom's
Yeah.
asked a follow-up question
Oh, okay.
with recommended times to schedule posts, like the best time to post on social media. I
It,
imagine it's one you get asked quite a lot.
yeah, I do. And I'm going to be completely honest, it completely depends. It's something that I'm going to cover a little bit later, actually. I think it's important to test what works for you. In general, I find that posts tend to perform better across the board. If I had to give an overview, on a Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. But we do have some clients where Friday works really well for them. So personally, I would test different times and see what works best for you. Different industries as well can make a difference. So, for example, we have quite a lot of people that we work with, they're in the manufacturing industry. And I've noticed that the earlier morning posts tend to perform well for them. But then we've got
They're
people,
early starters. They're not nine to
yeah,
fivers
exactly.
manufacturing. They're
Exactly.
in the factory from 6
Exactly.
o'clock. Yeah,
Which means they
this
also have earlier breaks, Andy. So they've got a
yeah,
bit of time to scroll on social media and things like that. So
absolutely.
yeah, it does. It's something that you definitely have to test and see what works for you. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, and Beth has also asked, with uploading images and videos, can you upload a document slideshow as
You
opposed to just?
can, you can, but it depends. So personally, I like to, if it's sort of like a document slideshow, like a carousel or something like that, if it's LinkedIn or Facebook, I like to do that manually just so I can check it live. But it depends if you want to do that and then you're happy with Preview in HubSpot, you can do that. I'll just go back and show you a little bit later, but I just wanted to show you first before we come out of this how you can compare your social media post performance. So you can see here I've just selected some random posts from this demo account. And what HubSpot will do is tell you which have performed best. So we haven't got any stats in this particular account, but if we did, we'd be able to see which post generated the most interactions, which had the most comments and clicks. And what that does is helps you to plan your content for the following month, which is great. And it also shows you obviously what day the post was published on, which is really helpful with regards to that question about best times and days to post, because you can have a look and, for example, you might see a theme where you notice that, oh, okay, the posts we published on a Friday tend to be outperforming the posts we published on a Tuesday. And that, again, will help you to sort of understand when your most popular publishing times are. So are there any questions on that, Andy, before I come out of
No,
it?
no, no.
Before I go back in?
Yeah, we'll probably leave questions now to the end. So any questions you've got, we'll cover at the end because I'm conscious of time.
Yeah,
Really,
yeah. Sorry guys, we've got a lot to go through.
I know.
Um,
We're going to stick around anyway, so we'll carry. So if you do have to jump off at 11 o'clock, if you've got other calls and stuff, that's fine. It is being recorded, and you can
yeah,
access it afterwards. But we're going to stay on and go through the whole
of
content
course.
that we've got scheduled this morning. Hopefully, you can all stay with us, but if not, I understand. So that's
Yeah,
fine.
most definitely. So if we go now to the monitoring section of HubSpot, this is also a really great tool. What it does is enable you to respond to comments, see conversations, interactions, your new followers on X, all in one place. So it saves you having to log in to different accounts to check if you've got comments and respond to them, check what your interactions have been. You can just do it here, all in one place. So here you can see, again, this is a dummy account. We can look at all activity across all the different networks. So Facebook, LinkedIn, We haven't got any because this is a fake account, but if there was, we'd be able to respond here. This is, yeah, some kind of strange comment here, but we could respond here if that was a genuine account. And then you can
Elon
also
for you.
check, yeah, you can always check interactions. Um, at the moment, it only shows new X followers, but you can see new followers in another section of HubSpot, which I'll go through a little bit later. The other great thing about this is that you can actually set up streams. So if you want to monitor what's happening within um, certain parts of the industry, you can do that here. So you can look at mentions and reposts. So you can select if you want to know of any mentions of your business or you as an individual, you can set that up here so that if anyone's mentioned you or your company, you get an alert and then you can respond to it or you can contact the person, whatever you see as the right action. On X, you're actually also able to track keywords. So you can type in a keyword that's important to your business and actually track all of the tweets that are coming through. Now, that's really useful because if you, for example, I put social media because that's what I do. This will enable me, if this was a live account, to be able to track anybody that's mentioned social media and then show my expertise by responding to any questions about social media or anybody looking for help. And obviously that will then make them aware that I'm available for help if they need it, or and that JDR is a very good company to work for if they need help with their social media. And that works across all industries. It's the keyword section is only available at the moment on X, but hopefully HubSpot will be able to expand that pretty soon because it is a great tool. Something else you can do is actually look at your competitors. So you can see what posts are performing well for your competitors. Now, obviously, we would never suggest that anybody should copy what their competitors are doing, but it is really useful to know what's working for competitors that are in the same industry as you. So, for example, if I wanted to add any of these things, let's go with competitor. I could do that here. So it's really simple to use. Just select that and then next, add competitor.
Also helps you from a strategic and a planning perspective, because what you don't want to do is copy. And I think that
Exactly.
when you're tracking them, it allows you to create that kind of blue water between you and your competitors by going in a different direction, potentially looking to stand out. Because what you don't want to do is you have your own strategy, but your competitors could be doing exactly the same thing.
Yeah,
And by tracking them and monitoring them, you're able, from a planning perspective, to go in a completely different direction.
that's true, Andy, as well. That is true. So if we've used HubSpot as an example here, and you can see here now that we're going to be able to see what posts are working, what posts aren't working for HubSpot if they were our competitor, what type of content they're putting out. And as Andy said, you can use this however you see fit, but I think it's good for everybody to know that this is available for you to use.
Absolutely. But as you can see, you can see what posts of a competitor works, not just your own. And that's the
Definitely.
benefit. So as Kerry said, it's great for planning content types yourself, but also it also helps from a content perspective in like the knowledge pieces or whatever it might be, that you're not just regurgitating something that a competitor has done, and allows you to go in a different direction, but you can see what gets the interactions, what gets the new followers, the engagement rate increases. You can use your competitors to do that.
Definitely, Andy. So if we go back to the main screen now, one of the other great things about HubSpot is the analytical tools. So I'm going to show you here how you access them. So you literally just click Analyze, and then what you'll see is something very similar to this. Now, at the moment, as I've said, this is a dummy account, so there aren't a huge amount of stats, but you can see here your audience. So if we tick compare date ranges, what HubSpot will do is compare the performance of this period in comparison to last period. So you can see how well you're doing, how well you're growing. Um, what the work you're doing is doing to improve your results. So, for example, here in this dummy account, we can see our audience, we can see our published posts, we can see here that published posts are down in comparison to the last period. That's because it's a dummy account. What I'm going to do is go back into the slides so I can actually show you examples of accounts that we've worked on, so you can see how the stats look once they're populated. So it will look like this. So as you can see, you've got a lot of information, and it's up to you. Whatever you think is useful, you can pull from this. So for me, followers and publishing is super important. So I'd look at the audience, I'd look at how much we've grown over the last few years. So this is a client's account, and you can see here the previous period is shown in grey for Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube, and then the audience size for the period we're in now is shown. And then you've got this little marker here that tells you how you're doing. So we're up by 5.61% on audience, and published posts are up as well, which is really, really good to know. And the great thing is it's all in one place. No logging into Facebook to look at your stats there, then logging into YouTube or LinkedIn to look at your stats there. So I'm going to move through these as quickly as I can, but I think it's important for you to see exactly what's available when you're analysing your stats, because when it comes to social media, analysing how things are performing is super important. So we can see here that this client's had a growth in interactions, and clicks are doing well as well.
One
HubSpot
thing I'll just
also,
add, sorry, before you
sorry,
jump, because I just had a question from Joe, which I've answered on the Q&A page, but I'll just answer this
well,
for everyone as well, just for
okay,
clarity. The majority of the tools that we're talking about today are available in the Professional Hub with
yeah,
the Marketing Hub. However, HubSpot have done some major changes recently to what's available and what's not. The competitor stream is available in Enterprise now. They've changed it in probably it's about the last 6 months or so.
yeah,
So it did used to come under the Professional Hub, but now it is an enterprise level add-on. So if you go on to try and find it and you can't, that will be why, if you don't have the enterprise level subscription. But just for clarification and transparency on that one as well,
thanks.
I'll let you crack on. I reckon we've
Thanks.
probably got about another 10 minutes or so, Kerry, you think?
Yeah, if
Yeah.
everyone's fine with that, I'm
So
definitely fine with that.
yeah, so if you do have to jump off, I know a few people have, that's absolutely fine. But if you want to stick around for another 10 minutes or so while Kerry kind of finishes off the content, then that'd be great as well.
Okay, so you can see here you get lots of detailed stats for YouTube, which is fantastic. If you're anybody that's putting a lot of work into creating video content, this is absolutely brilliant. And as I've said, it's really easy to access as well. This is probably my absolute favorite part of what HubSpot provides with regards to analyzing your social media. So literally just by clicking on analyze, you are able to see how many website visits, so website sessions you've had as a result of each of your social media platforms, which is fantastic. And then you can also see how many new contacts you've generated. Um, Social media used to be something that business owners found really, really difficult to monetize. So, they'd be asking, yeah, but is it working? I don't know. We've had a few engagements, we've had a few likes, but what are the results? And this is what HubSpot does for you. It shows you exactly how many new contacts you've had, how many visits you get into your website, which platforms are doing, performing the best for you. So this is something, if you're able to, I would definitely take a look at this regularly and just monitor which social media channels are bringing in the results that you want. You might be surprised sometimes. Sometimes people expect Facebook to perform best for them, but actually it's LinkedIn and vice versa. So analyzing sessions and new contacts from social media is an absolutely brilliant tool that yeah, I strongly advise anybody who's posting via HubSpot to use.
Yeah. And also as marketers, this is where you get to show your worth to your
Definitely.
bosses as well.
Yes.
For years, marketers have struggled to, marketing's quite intangible, isn't it, Kerry? A lot of the time,
Most
and
definitely.
salespeople have used to just give their bosses the checks at the end of the
Yeah,
week. Marketing, it was so difficult to track and measure, whereas now you get those really detailed metrics and you get to prove your worth
most
to your
definitely.
bosses that what you're doing is working, and you've
Yeah.
got the evidence to back that up now as well.
Yeah, because a lot of people, sometimes people think social media is all about going viral and getting loads of likes and things. Actually, it's these contacts here that are potential leads for your business, and the website visits and things like that that matter just as much to a business owner, especially the business owners that we work with. Um, Another great tool that HubSpot offers within the analyzing section is a way for you to check your top performing posts. I believe somebody asked earlier about times and figuring out what the best time is for you to post on social media. This example here is just one I pulled from JDR, and it was based on most impressions for a period of time. Now you can select most clicks or whatever matters to you, but for example purposes, I just went with impressions. These posts didn't actually have links, so they didn't have any clicks. So we've just looked at impressions here. But you can see the time that it was published and the date that it was published. So again, if you look here and you see, oh, okay, we're getting the most clicks from these posts at 12 o'clock, that's sort of a good sweet spot for us to start scheduling our posts on LinkedIn. So analyzing your top performing posts for the week, for the month is really, really useful. And again, something I highly recommend anybody that's got HubSpot and is doing social media users.
Absolutely.
Okay, we're going to move on to the ad side of HubSpot now. So the great thing about HubSpot, again, I don't want to sound like a broken record, is that when it comes to social media, it makes everything so easy to use. So literally in one place, you can easily connect your ad accounts. You don't have to worry about having a developer to apply your tracking pixels and things like that, unless there's something that comes up that's a little bit tricky. It's really easy to use and to set up yourself. Um, when you log into the ad section HubSpot, you'll see a screen like this, and you'll literally be able to see just with one click of a button how many contacts you've got, how many deals you've got, and see all of your social media ads in one place, which is just amazing. Way back, we used to have to log in to each individual platform that we were advertising on and get the stats and put them into a spreadsheet and try and convert them to see which was performing best for us. This eliminates the need for that. So you've got all your results in one easy to access hub for all of the social media ads that you're running. So I've just done a little example for you here where you can see we've got Facebook ads live, we've got LinkedIn ads live, and we've also got Google ads. And you can pick between them. So if you only want to see your Facebook ad results, you can. If you only want to see LinkedIn ad results, you can. But if you'd like to just have a quick look and see in general how they're performing, you can do that all in one space. So again, it means your team has a central location that they can go to and just check how everything's performing. It saves time, it delivers better results because there's no need for you to log in to different accounts. This has saved me so much time. You can
Imagine.
also see, sorry, Andy.
I said I can imagine it has saved you a lot of time.
It
I
saved me
remember the
so
spreadsheet
much.
days.
Yeah, do you remember my spreadsheets, Andy?
Do indeed, yeah.
Yeah, so this is much better. So you're also able to see just with one click of a button how many customers your ads have generated, how much you've spent, how many new contacts you've got, so how many potential leads you've got, and how many of those leads have developed into paying customers.
You can also
And
just on that, just before you carry on, is that where it says the contacts underneath, if you want to see who they are, you can just press that 1092 that you see on the screen, and it will load them all up as a list as well. And you can export it, hand them all over to sales, do lots and lots of different cool stuff with
yeah,
it as
it's
well.
fantastic. You literally just click here or here, and all of the information is there for you. You can track which ads they clicked on to become a lead or a contact and follow the whole journey through. It's just absolutely amazing, isn't it, Andy?
Absolutely.
So cool. So yeah, HubSpot's Ads Manager also is equipped with comprehensive reporting, which I will show you, and it provides detailed insights into the leads and the ROI as well from each platform. Sorry guys, my internet's just playing up, but we will get to the next slide. Okay, so yeah, it allows you to assess obviously your ad performance accurately. And then once you've had a look, you might think, okay, LinkedIn is outperforming Google Ads. So I'm going to put more budget into LinkedIn and stop my Google Ads. It allows you to see that in just literally a couple of clicks, which is just amazing. As Andy and I were saying, there's no need for a spreadsheet or anything like that. So if we jump into the ad side of things, what I'm going to do is just show you how you access the ads from within HubSpot. So if we go here, marketing, and then literally just click ads, this is where you'll be able to see the information that I've just spoken about. Now we're in a dummy account, so obviously we've got limited results to show you, but you can see how everything works, I hope. So if you would like to create an ad, you just literally click create, select ad campaign. And something that I love is that HubSpot actually gives you the option to create an ad sequence within Facebook ads. So if you're somebody that's quite new to Facebook ads and you don't know where to start, they give you little prompts. So you can see you've got create an attract ad. So you can create an ad for somebody that's in the awareness stage, and then you could create, it gives you little prompts on what to do next. So once somebody has seen that engagement ad, create a conversion ad, that gives them a free guide or something like that to sort of move them along nicely. And then it prompts you to create a close ad. And what will happen is once that person has clicked on engage ads, they'll automatically be targeted by HubSpot with a conversion ad. And then it carries on. Once they've clicked on that and they've downloaded your guide, they'll then automatically be targeted with a create a close ad. There are tutorials and things like that available on how to do this for anybody that's unsure and hasn't done it before. We can't go into all the detail today, unfortunately, because we're running out of time, but I hope this gives you a really good idea of how you can easily create an ad campaign. If you would rather not do the sequences, then you can just go straight to creating whichever ad you would choose. So you just literally, we're going with an engagement ad, click next. And then here you just enter your details. HubSpot will prompt you. So then it'll tell you to enter your targeting, your budget, your schedule. And if you choose to, you can set up your automation so you can create a list name as well. So if you want all of the leads that have come through from Facebook to have their own list, you can create a list here. You could create workflows. So there's absolutely loads you could do within HubSpot that's going to really help you to get some really great results from your ads that you wouldn't be able to do otherwise. Okay, so that's creating the ad side of things. We're going to jump straight to analyzing. As Andy said, there's so much to go through. If there is anything else you'd like us to touch on, then just please let us know and we'll do our best. Or we can send you tutorials, etc. But the
I
great
think I'm
thing,
also going to probably bring you back, Kerry, for
oh,
another
okay,
masterclass, I think,
yeah,
as well.
I'm
We're
happy to
gonna
come back.
we can dive into some other tools as well.
Brill, thanks, Andy.
Absolutely. I think we need a part two. Melanie
We do.
agrees as well, yeah.
I'm having to rush now. Don't like being rushed, but I'm doing my best.
Take your time.
Thanks, Andy. So here, it's very similar actually to the organic stats that I just showed you, but you get the option to analyze how your ads are performing. You can see your deals, etc. Now, obviously here, because this is a dummy account, we don't have any live stats. So what I'm going to do is just go back to the slides and give you some examples. So as you can see here, you get an instant overview of your ad spend from all platforms. So again, no need to log in to different platforms to check your ad spend. It's all there for you. So here you can see we've got Google Ads, we've got LinkedIn ads, Facebook ads if they were running, etc. If there was Instagram, it'd all be shown here. And then you've got the ad spend over time, so you can monitor how much you're spending. And then we can also get an instant overview of the ad performance from all of your social media accounts. So Facebook, LinkedIn, Google Ads, which is fantastic.
This helps you choose and decide which platforms to post on
Most definitely.
effectively.
Yeah, a
you
lot
can
of my
see
clients love this, Andy.
exactly the contacts one there. Look, you can see that example is as
Yeah.
they might be really proactive on Facebook consistently or doing Google ads, but where the contacts, where the leads come from, it's all LinkedIn from that side,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
you know it just helps you choose the relevant platforms and things like that.
Yeah.
Lots of people ask, don't they, well, which platform should I post on, and
Yes.
this is how you decide.
Yeah.
You start with everything,
Mm.
and then as time goes on, is you realize where your ideal customers are, your buyer personas, and
Exactly.
effectively that's where you spend the bulk of your time and
Yeah.
activity.
That's where you invest. So for this particular client, it's obviously LinkedIn. They're doing, and they've decided not to continue with Facebook because LinkedIn is outperforming it for them. It can happen the other way around, but that's just the case for these stats. Okay, so the next steps. I hope you found what we've been through useful today, but we do have some other related tools that you can use, and I've just picked out a few that I think you'll find useful based on what we've been through today. So we've got a HubSpot social media tools tutorial, which is really good for anybody starting out that wants to learn more about how to learn the individual tools. And then we've also got a how to use LinkedIn for business guide, which is a great read for anybody that's thinking about spending more time posting or maybe advertising on LinkedIn. And then we've got the ultimate social media workout, which is a guide that gives you ideas as to when to post, how to monitor, etc. So these are really useful, and we'll send these on to you. But that's everything from me for today. Huge thanks to everybody that stayed over.
Yeah, we've overshot it quite a bit
We
from
have,
that side. So, but
yeah.
yeah, all these resources, you can gain access to them as well. Just on that front, I'm going to try and squeeze in the calendar, but try and see if we can get you on again, Emma. Kerry,
Okay.
because Emma's back next month, and we're talking about how to use HubSpot as a manager. So this is how you manage productivity as well. Um, from your team, how you manage a team in HubSpot as well. So things from a sales perspective, from a productivity perspective, marketing, really evaluate individual users' performance and things like that. So it's fantastic for business owners and people that oversee or manage a team of people that are using HubSpot as well. That's on the 18th of September. But I'm going to check the calendar and try and squeeze you in for a part two, Kerry. All right.
Okay,
It's been
thanks,
really good
Andy.
today. Hopefully, pretty much everyone has stayed as well. We had obviously a few drop out
Yeah,
because
thank you,
from
everyone.
that side. So yeah, unless anyone has any other questions, we'll wrap things up now because I know we've overrun by quite a little bit this morning. But I think it's definitely been useful. Obviously, all the feedback you're getting, Kerry, is how valuable it's been.
Oh,
Um,
amazing. Thank you.
so yeah, we'll see you all next time, guys. All right.
Yeah,
But thanks for sticking
definitely.
around.
Thank you.
Take care. Cheers.
Thanks.
Bye
Bye.
bye.